What is up, people? It is me, Monster58. Welcome back to another video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Missing Link C-05, otherwise known as G1 Sunstreaker, another iteration into the Missing Link line that we've been getting for rather around the past year and a half-ish or something like that. And obviously we started off with Optimus Prime, got Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. I believe we also got Clamp down in this. I can't remember the name of the white version of essentially Sunstreaker. And then we got Sunstreaker, and then RC has recently released. RC is actually on the way to my house right now, being shipped here. But take a look at the box here. You can see this is the very just standard, Takara Tomy Missing Link box, all the black, all basically just the text here and everything like that. Nothing crazy. You can see some more nice, Transformers Missing Link, authentic Takara Tomy. But what the real cool part about the box is definitely the actual box that's inside of this box. And so let's get that box out here right now. Alrighty, folks, here we have the actual just regular box that, is very G1 and G1 inspired. So taking a look here, you can see Transformers here in, obviously, Japanese and Japanese kanji with the Autobot logo there. The C-05 right there from Missing Link C-05. Sunstreaker as he appears in his artwork here. And then you can see some more nice product shots here. Got some more product shots up here. Got some more product shots over here. And then you do have your tech specs and everything here on the back, all in Japanese. Now you have that little red window shield thing that comes inside the box that you can put up to this, and you can see the actual full-on tech specs. But obviously, now that we've gotten Sunstreaker, more than likely we will be getting Sideswipe, I imagine, because he's one of the two Lambros, or one of the two main Lambros. And so at the end of the day, we do have this guy finally, and I'm really excited to bring him out for you. And I think the box looks absolutely fantastic. And so without further ado, folks, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Transformers Missing Link C-05, otherwise known as G1 Sunstreaker, out of the box and in his Lamborghini Countach mode, and he looks really, really good. The one thing I'll tell you about this figure right now is that with all the die-cast, with the paint, with the actual weight of this figure, it feels really good to handle, and that's one thing I can tell you about the Missing Link line overall, is that I think the Missing Link line in general is just, they feel good to handle, and it's really cool to see that. Now, he does come with some extra accessories. These peg on here, but I always just like to keep them on. Like, you can obviously leave them off, and the car also just looks perfectly fine on its own. But at the end of the day, I do like keeping these on. They're on these like sliding pegs, which is fine. But overall, I just like keeping these on here. I just think it adds to sort of the G1 toyness of this figure, but it does look really good. You can see the very nice painted in details and everything like that. You also get a sheet of stickers that you can put on this if I don't really care to put those on. You also have the nice Autobot logo there. Some nice, more extra coloring here on the silver. The chrome looks really good. The wheels are good. They're obviously rubber as well. This guy rolls really, really well, and I do really appreciate that. The camera focus. See the CR there on the side. You can see the Autobot logo there as well. Overall, just feels really good to handle. It's just a really good representation of the iconic 80s supercar, with obviously some modifications with the spoiler, with this little vent system here at the top of the car. Looks really, really good overall. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set this guy off to the side, and we're going to do our size comparisons. First off, here he is with the Transformers Legacy United Infernac Universe Deluxe Class Magnus. As you can see, he is about the Deluxe Class size. He's about the same size as Optimus, just obviously a little bit lower in terms of the length of the car mode. And so this is where we'll obviously talk about this more as we get into the price of this figure, but I won't address that until the end of the review, and you'll see what I mean by that, because I want to kind of compile that all into one conclusion and just let it all out there so that you don't have to listen to me ramble about it over and over again throughout the review. Alrighty, and because they're small enough, here he is with the Transformers Missing Link C-03 and C-04 Bumblebee as well as Cliffjumper. As you can see, there's a huge difference between these two. Obviously, we have these penny racer cars that are going to be much smaller than what they did with Sunstreaker here. Now, this is obviously about the same size as what you would have expected from the original G1 toys. I believe they are the exact same size. But at the end of the day, there is a huge size discrepancy between these two. Just point that out, but it works out here because I think that this is how it all was in the originally anyway. Alrighty, and finally here he is with Missing Link C-02, I believe, Optimus Prime, which is the one that doesn't come with this trailer and everything like that. Just the basic one with the Ion Blaster and the Energon Axe. And so these two look really, really nice together. Like I told you, about the same length as one another, but Optimus Prime obviously has a bit more bulk to him because, well, guess what? He's Optimus Prime. And so at the end of the day, these two look really, really nice together. It's cool to have these G1 revamped toys next to each other. Alrighty, and next it's time to get into the transformation, which is, I believe it is the same as the original. I've never seen the original toy really being transformed, but I think I've seen it in pictures in general. But I'm not sure how, different or same it is, but it's not that bad at all. It's actually pretty cool. The one thing I'd like to show you before we get into that though too is that if you open the cockpit here, which is part of the transformation, you do get this little guy in here. And that's pretty cool. And then he's a little articulated, so he has articulation there. The arms can go up and down. The head can't rotate, but you can stuff him right in there. It's sort of like a little hologram, that they would put in there. But we'll set him off to the side. So obviously, first thing is to lift this up. And the next thing you're going to want to do is split the legs, and then you can extend them. And these should click into place. You'll hear a click, and you'll feel the click into place. And then from here, what you can do, what I like to do personally, is flip this part down on the back, and then you can start to rotate the arms out like this. And then what you're going to want to do is take the arm that's on the top and then rotate it down. Now, to do the top section here, it's a bit annoying. This is the part of the transformation that always gets me annoyed. So what you're going to want to do is take this little seat section for the guy. Then you're going to want to push it up. And then you're going to want to bend this, and it really doesn't feel great to bend, but you want to bend it up, there, like that. And then what you're going to want to do is rotate this up, and then it's to the point where you can take this and you can fold this down. We're going to zoom out a little bit here. You're going to fold this down, and then you'll see that there are 2 tab holes right there in the center of what the chest will be, and there are 2 tab holes here on what was the top of the car. Then you're going to scrunch those together, and then on the back here, what you'll see is you're going to want to essentially, you see this little hole right there? You're going to want to push this part up, and then just do your best to, here, this is I'm going to maybe untab this first. Yeah, you can see how it bends at that joint. Fold that down, and then you can clip that in. Then from here, what you're going to want to do is you want to fold the feet down, and then you're going to want to rotate the arms down as well. Then you can just fold the head back up, and then to get the fists out, you just fold these out. Then the hardest part is rotating these frickin' fists out, because they don't exactly have an easy grab point, but rotate the fists out like that. Do the same thing on this side. Rotate this, fold this fist out. And then, last thing, take this back section, fold it up, and just retab it into place. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Transformers Missing Link C-05 G1, otherwise known as G1 Sunstreaker K, stupid head, in his robot mode. And I gotta say, guys, this guy in his robot mode, he represents the G1 toy beautifully. He looks really, really funny, obviously, because this is the G1 design I have for the G1 toy. But because they're replicating the G1 toy, for what this is, it looks really, really good. And like I said, in the vehicle mode, it feels really good, and the same thing here in the robot mode. Now, another significant change, obviously, when it comes to Missing Link, is they wanted to add articulation to this. And obviously, also, those die-cast pieces definitely help as well. And so when it comes to this guy, his articulation is definitely a point we'll talk about here. But taking a look at the details, you can see the head sculpt looks really, really cool, very representative of the G1 toy. Looks really nice, silver, yellow for the eyes, the yellow on his sides for those little ears that he has, right? You can go down here, you can see the nice Autobot logo as well on the chest here. Then you can see the very nice Autobot logo here on the feet. The legs look really solid. Now you can readjust these for heels, so that's nice. Gives you a little more stability depending. Now the funny thing about him is that because the wheels are right here, they do tend to just roll because they're rubber, so they roll really well. So you can kind of just reposition him. I'm not even joking by like rolling him, which I find hilarious. But overall, I think when it comes to the details, they did exactly what they needed to do for this guy, and he looks really, really cool. Despite him also looking completely goofy. But again, that was the G1 toy. You know, the toy technology they had in the 80s. This is what they had, and this is what they did. But to represent that toy, they really got that very well done here. And so what we're going to do is we are going to set Sunstreaker off to the side here. I think I'm going to zoom out just one more just to get a full scope here, just because I don't remember how tall Optimus was in comparison to him. So just to get a little bit of a better angle, we're going to send him off to the side here, and we're going to do our size comparisons. Alrighty, here he is with Transformers Legacy United, Infernac Universe Deluxe Class Magnus, Missing Link CO3 and CO4 Cliffjumper and Bumblebee, and Missing Link CO2, Optimus Prime. Alrighty folks, and now it's time to get into, well, the articulation, the other selling point of Missing Link. So for the articulation, it's pretty decent. So you do have a ball joint here at the head, so you can get some rotation, but because of how the head's designed, you can't really get a full 360 and anything like that, but you can get more up and down movement. You can look side to side pretty decently. For the shoulders, you have this joint here, and then you can rotate here as well. Rotation here, 90-degree bend at the elbow as well, and then you do have wrist articulation. There's no waist because of how this guy's designed, and that's annoying. I mean, yeah, there's no, yeah, I remember there was no waist. I just wanted to double check. Kick forward, kick back. more than 90 at the knee. But the issue what I have with the knee bend is when you go back, you can see that this part just kind of runs into it, so you're gonna have to push it back down. Rotation of the upper part of the thigh, and you have ankle articulation as well. So overall, you can actually get them in some pretty nice poses. Although the only issue that I really have is that the wheels will kind of on his feet will do a little bit of a, might hamper some poses because obviously he just wants to roll around because the wheels are rubber, so he can roll around really well. But overall, articulation pretty solid for a G1 toy. Nice to have that here for Sunstreaker. So yeah. Alrighty, folks, and time for the accessories. And so when it comes to the accessories for this guy, there's actually a fair amount. Now, you do get his launchers on a sprue, his missile launchers, or a runner, as I call them. Mecha Guy Kotsu ended up telling me, saying runner a lot, so as someone who builds Gundam, that's what I would call these. But sprues or runners, whichever you like to call them. And the way that you would put these on is you actually just fold the fists in, and then these will peg right into this little section here. So that's a really cool integration. And speaking of that, we're going to go right into the fists as well. So you do have the original G1 fists, which are much bigger, and it's cool that they introduce these, like they have these. So what you can do is you can just plug that right in, and you have the original G1 style fists. So those are really cool that you can put in there. And then obviously to just get that, you can do the fist and rotate that. I already showed you the little man, the little hologram man that you get, sort of the Crash style dummy thing that you get. So this guy right here, and then this guy right here. There you go, a little bit better there. And then you get his gun, which you can just peg into his hand. So peg into his hand like that, and then he can hold his iconic blaster that he's had in the show. So comes with some nice accessories. I'm not personally going to display him with these, which is why I haven't removed them, but yeah, you can attach them in there pretty easily. So overall, when it comes to the accessories, pretty nice and has some nice integrations overall. Nothing super crazy, but the fact is he comes with exactly what he needs to come with. And so yeah, that's really all I have to say about the accessories. Alrighty, from here now, time to get into the reverse transformation, which really isn't too bad. The hardest part, in my opinion, is getting used to how the arms are supposed to be angled and stuff like that. But other than that, not that bad. So remove the gun. We're going to straighten out the legs here. And then what we're going to do is we are going to fold the head down, and then we're going to fold the fists in as well on both sides. And then I believe it's our right, his left is the one that's on the lower side. So you rotate it like this, and then the same one on the on his left, his right, our left. You then rotate this all the way around. Then you want to take the chest, untab that, push this up, rotate this up like so. Then you just want to accordion this up and around like so. You can fold this back part out as well. Straighten out the legs. I'm going to rotate this a bit forward and just leave it there like that for now. Fold the toes down. Then what you're going to want to do, you see on the bottom here, there are these little tabs right there. There are tab holes on these, and so you just want to tab those right in there. So like that. Then you want to smush them together. Then from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to push this all in like that. Then from here, you can just take this, squish these down. Then here on the back, the way you do this, so again, you had this side, so rotate this in like this. Take those and then rotate this in like that. Then you can take this section, just make sure it's all tabbed into place. Fold this up like so. And not there. Oh, there you go. Okay. And like so. And ladies and gentlemen, Transformers Missing Link C-05, otherwise known as G1 Sunstreaker, back in his extremely cool Lamborghini Countach mode. And so guys, for my final concluding thoughts on the Transformers Missing Link C-05, otherwise known as G1 Sunstreaker, this guy is really solid. Well, let me get the good out of the way, and that's unusual for how I do it. Let's get the good out of the way. Pretty much everything. He feels really good to handle. The paint looks really, really good. The Autobot symbols are cool. He comes with a lot of accessories, a nice multitude of them. His missile launcher, his gun, the extra fists, the little guy, those little extra bits on his shoulders as well. Those look really, really cool. In addition to that, he also just feels very weighty because of all those die-cast parts. The transformation very reminiscent of his original G1 counterpart, but also just gives, it's not too difficult. The most difficult part is that chest bit, but other than that, I'm not too worried about it. The added articulation is also pretty nice. You can get him into some pretty cool poses. Overall, it is in a vacuum. It's a really, really solid figure. However, the big elephant in the room is going to be the price. This guy, after taxes and shipping and everything, for me, was about $95, which is almost $100. And that's kind of crazy because considering you can get a Commander class figure, specifically like Silverbolt, for about the same price, does that make this guy worth it at all? And I'm going to tell you pretty much with every other Missing Link figure so far, I just just don't think it's worth the $95. I honestly think at max this figure's worth like 50, maybe like 40 to 60, something like that. It's just not worth that price. And even when you're getting into 40 to 60 range, you're getting into the leader class range. We just reviewed Onyx Prime a couple of days ago, and I honestly think that that guy is more worth it and valuable for his price point than this guy is by any stretch of the imagination. It's not one of those things where I love you, Hasbro, but at the end of the day, I'm not accusing Hasbro of anything, but I just do not think that they are charging $95 because they have to. I'm more or less thinking they're charging about $95 because they can, because of nostalgia and everything like that. So like I said, I wouldn't recommend this figure. If I'm going to give it a score out of 10, I'll give it an 8. It's really solid, really good. It's just that price that really prevents me from recommending it. If you do get a sale for this figure, that's about 40 to 60 bucks, then I would probably recommend you pick this up. But just like I said with Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, it's only like those figures reach about 40 bucks. Those figures only deserve to be around 25, maybe deluxe class figure, especially when this guy himself, Sunstreaker, is a deluxe class size. It's just not worth the full 95 bucks after taxes and shipping and everything like that. It's just not worth it, guys. But again, it is good in a vacuum. And so, if you do still wish to pick this up, I did buy mine on the Big Bad Toy Store, so leave a link in the description to that. Also, see if I can find links on Hasbro Pulse as well as Amazon if you guys wish to use those retailers instead of Big Bad Toy Store. Now, this isn't a figure that you can buy in person unless you've got some random toy store near you that just sells a bunch of, there's a lot of cities, a lot of places out there that have those random toy stores that buy stuff like this, and then they resell it. So if you have that toy store, be on the lookout for those toy stores. But for the most part, there's no way to get this in person, so definitely wish you the best of luck in just buying it online if you wish to do it in that way. So I think that's really it, though. So I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends, and also follow me on the socials. Those will be linked in the description below. And with that, guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video review, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.